All right. You guys got me. I was not a believer, but I actually had a chance to listen to Eminem's album a second time. These theories going around saying that if you listen to the album in reverse, it's actually the death of Eminem versus Slim Shady. Now, if you listen to it from front to back, it's supposed to be the death of Slim Shady. But there are some very weird coincidences when you listen to it backwards, because even I'm said you have to listen to it in order. If you listen to it backwards, going towards the front of the album, it does sound like Slim Shady got away with killing Eminem and he's still here. Now, a few things were brought to my attention when I went back and listened to it. When I listened to it the first time around, I noticed how, as you got closer towards the end of the album, you had less and less Slim Shady unless you got to the bonus tracks, but I don't count those. Those are just bonus tracks that you get on an album. You can place those anywhere. But it got less and less Slim Shady. Now, if you reverse it, in the beginning, it's actually Eminem. And Slim Shady's only introduced in Houdini. I took notes. Hold on. I took notes. So he had somebody save me, which was basically like an alternate universe or a premonition of him dying, because if he doesn't stop taking these pills, he'll never be able to watch his children graduate, go to walk them down the aisle, all this stuff. He picked the pills over his daughters, and he's regretting that decision. And he's using Somebody Save Me. He's using Jelly Roll's amazing song, which was beautiful. Then we have a skit title, Guess Who's Back? Of course, Guess Who's Back? Back again. Which is basically saying, hey, guess who's coming back? Slim Shady. Now this is where things get a little weird, though. In Guess Who's Back? So here, we'll pop it up real quick. If you know what I'm, so we'll pop it up real quick. Now, in the beginning of this, if you listen to it, now this is where things get a little bit out of place, though. When you go with these theories, because the skits make things seem a little bit backwards. And this is what I mean. So when you listen to Toby, you hear the outro to Toby when you go into Guess Who's Back. So hold on. Hold on. Of course, I came very prepared to this today, didn't I? All right. So let's give this a listen really quick. So this is coming right off of the song of Toby. If you listen to it frontward, going forwards, how you're supposed to listen to it according to M. All right.
Thought you got rid of my ass.
Now you have Ken Kniff doing his Ken Kniff thing, which everybody. I want an album just Ken Kniff. Oh yeah, you want a piece of my ass, don't you? You want the whole thing. I just want a whole album of Ken Kniff, man. So it's very odd that you get Guess Who's Back, but you do have Ken Kniff pop up out of nowhere. So I mean, it is weird, but like I said, if you listen to it backwards, you'd have to listen to this skit backwards as well. So that's a little bit out of place, but that's just in my mind. That seemed a little bit off. Now we go into Bad Ones. With Bad Ones, Bad One was a weird one. Bad One didn't really say anything, just basically like I found a bad one. I found a bad bitch, basically. But he was kind of saying, one minute you're here, you're next, you're gone. So basically saying like, hey, one minute you're here, the next I'm gonna be Slim Shady in a moment. All right, now Temporary. Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Temporary was the heaviest song I've heard someone write in a long time. which was basically like his love letter to his daughters, especially Haley after he's gone, saying like, "Look, you gotta learn to be able to let me go. Whenever you do think of me, just listen to my music." And she's got a whole catalog. I guarantee she's gonna have songs that no one's ever heard of that are just dedicated straight to her. She's probably gonna have her own album to herself. Um, then you have Head Honcho, uh, which is with Easy Mill, Ezekiel. Now this is where people get a little bit crazy with the remembrance on Creation Day of Marshall's Creation Day would be Slim Shady's. You'll be a stand till I die though, till I die though. I remember him saying that. Then the next skit was Slim Shady laughs at Paul for Guilty Conscience 2. That Slim laughs at Paul and hangs up on him, showing him that it wasn't just a dream. Eminem is fully back, or Slim Shady is fully back. Then the next skit, it starts off with breaking. Oh, well, it doesn't start off, but the skit starts off with breaking news. Slim Shady is showing Marshall all the shit he has just started. Slim Shady's laughs viciously at the end. Obviously, this is what really confused me and got me going, huh? Maybe this theory is right. But maybe there's going to be tie-ins with the Lux editions and with this new skit from Steve Berman. Because Houdini is placed towards the end of the album. When you start with the Guess Who's Back, you know what I'm saying? Or even like, Slim Shady was really only introduced really in Houdini. In the beginning, he wasn't even introduced. You're spitting on a grave. You see what I'm saying? So it sounds like the end of an album. So in Houdini, you see Slim Shady finally come through the time warp, which is towards the end of the album. And he doesn't understand anything about what's happening. He sees selfie sticks. He sees robots walking dogs. He's like, what the fuck is this shit? He's so confused. Wearing a Bud Light shirt. He doesn't know what happened there. It's hilarious. And then you go into Road Rage. Slim dyes his hair blonde again. Or Eminem dyes his hair blonde again, so he's turning into Slim Shady. Yeah, and you could even hear it like in his voice how the closer you get to the beginning of the album, the more Eminem, like, the more Slim Shady esque it is. It's all Slim Shady. Towards the end of the album, it's all Eminem, unless somewhere in the middle here, M kills off Slim Shady. Because I thought there was a moment where M killed off Slim Shady. But again, you can't kill him completely. It's just a persona. He even says it. You can't kill me. I'm inside you. No matter what you do. Then we'll just continue my other notes that we have here. In Fuel, the Reaper's coming to the heathen, and I need it for me. Antichrist, Cobain put the gauge to his brain. I'm going out with the bang. Marshall's voice, obviously. And then we have Lucifer switching between Marsh and Slim. First, I must weave the rhymes. I'm going to leave eyes in a state of disbelief. So he was just kind of like playing people are forgetting about Marshall Mathers. They're thinking Eminem, Slim Shady. They're forgetting about Marshall Mathers, him himself as well. There's 3 players at hand here. 2 are only really being talked about besides Marshall. Marshall keeps on being let out, like kind of keeps on being forgot about in this. All you got, Slim is legitimately telling you, like, look, I am the reason why you are famous. Without me, you wouldn't have even found enough strength to be who you are. He says he ain't shit without him. And you could even hear Eminem's, like, you know, his tone, his scaredness, his being a child again almost. That's what it sounds like. He sounds very scared in that. At this point, Slim has completely taken over. Then you have the opening of Evil. I'm feeling so evil. Evil. And I found out what that was too. It sounded like Brainless a little bit. A little bit of Brainless was in there. So brainless. Anyways, still just some similarities. But Yeah, so you had Evil, and then you heard nothing about it. I mean, he was spraying poodles down, and it was nasty. It was vintage, like, I'm just Marshall Mathers. That's what it reminded me of, Evil, a little bit. Mixed with Brainless. Now, now, this is where it starts to get a little bit crazy. Brand New Dance was so fucked up. That was pure Slim Shady from Encore, basically. I mean, it was a song from Encore that he even blames Christopher Reeves for dying later on in that album, saying he did it on purpose to ruin the album. That's completely Eminem. There's even now this is where it gets a little bit crazy too. Is he says during the Trouble skit, he says, "All right, here, drink this, drink it, bitch," and he drugged Eminem. He said, "Let me go, bitch." Eminem says, "He's tied up, and he's tied up." He said, "Let my hands go," and shit like that. Then Shady says, "Little pussy, what's wrong? Thought you were dreaming, huh?" There you go. You thought you were dreaming, huh? So again, I just had a dream. Oh, you thought you were dreaming, huh? This whole time it was never a dream. Habits. You can hear Marshall or Eminem struggling as he's tied up and gagged. Slim is telling him to eat a pill of some sort to knock him out. No, he's telling him to eat a pill basically to turn back into Slim Shady again and habits. Then in Renaissance, the first single off the album, he let everybody have it. And dude, when I heard that, I seriously was like a kid. Go back and watch me replay that. I am shaking in my chair, freaking out because I'm hearing Slim Shady rap again. The Slim Shady that I grew up hearing when I was first 10 years old. And the album was already out, I think, for a while. And I popped it in my Discman or whatever I had, and I put it on. I think the first song that came on was Brain Damage. And I was like, what the fuck is this? I was just so tied up in the storytelling and the multis. I was like, holy shit. Um, but yeah, so in Renaissance, Slim buries Marshall or Eminem, right? Spits on his grave. Slim proceeds to spit his first song without the person that started it all for him. Eminem. It's straight vintage Slim Shady on the track, teasing what's about to be unleashed. Possibly a side B. Now, do I think that there's going... Now, these are just like little notes that I got from somebody that I also tied in my own notes with. I'm a believer now. But here's the thing, too. If you listen to it from front to back, it kind of works as a double. It depends on what you want as a listener. Do you want Eminem to be killed off at the end? Or do you want Slim Shady, the character, to die at the end? It's supposed to be meant from front to back. It's supposed to be meant to say, "Hey, Slim Shady gets killed." Because there is a skit in there where he says, "Hey, why don't you untie, just my feet? I don't even need my hands. I'll whoop your ass with just my feet." He's like, "Fuck it, I'll undo your hands too." And that was supposed to be the moment that Eminem finally kills Slim Shady, but it didn't seem like that much of a build-up because all you hear is a gunshot. We've heard a gunshot before in My Darling. He goes, "Okay, I'm still alive, so am I too. I'm a spirit." He says something like that. Don't you remember? You so whatever. I can't remember the lyrics exactly, but he basically says, "I'm inside you. You can't kill me." So this album has my fucking brain and my tongue in a twist. You guys have been driving me crazy. This song has been out for fucking less than a week, and everyone's trying to dissect every little thing. But I try to stay away from it. I truly did. I tried to stay away from it, and I said, "Fuck it." Last night I gave it another listen, but I listened to it I listened to it backwards. Again, there's a few little missing pieces if you listen to it backwards. In my mind, I'm speaking from a songwriter's perspective. Simply that. Simply that. If you're listening to it backwards, there's a little couple things missing. But on the same note, there's a few things missing if you listen to it on the front, too, almost as if it's intentionally there to fucking twist you up. So I think the final conclusion is this. If you want a Slim Shady to die, you got that on the listen from front to back. Now, if you go listen to it from back to front, you're going to hear Eminem die. And people keep saying, like, oh, Eminem has brown eyes. Why are these blue? Hey, I don't know if you guys are familiar, but I have blue eyes, but in the dark, they can be this color. It looks like almost like a greenish, darkish color. Can you even see right now? Okay, well, right now they're blue. But anyways, it's because I got bright ass lights on me and I'm half awake. But yeah, man, I think you can have it both ways. We see he's attending Slim Shady's funeral right now, in London, which is hilarious. He's a goofball. But what are your thoughts completely? Comment down below. I had to comment on this, man. I would go through every single song with you, but I know I'm gonna get slammed with copyright strikes. And dude, that's the reason why you see me slowly uploading. I am fighting YouTube like a motherfucker on every video because of this album. This album kicked UMG in the nuts, and they got pissed off at me, and they went back through my entire catalog, and they're just coming after me with pitchforks, dude. I've been up every night trying to fix this shit. Um, but I do believe after I finally had the chance to listen again, which I wanted away from my girlfriend, damn it, that you can have it both ways. If you want to hear if you want to hear Slim Shady die, listen to it from front to back. If you want to hear Eminem die, listen to it from back to front. You can't kill Marshall Mathers. Marshall Mathers is just Eminem. He is the vessel for both of these personas. Understand that Slim Shady is the diabolical evil part of him that's going to save him. He is the venom. Now, Eminem, the character Eminem, is the showman, right? Marshall, he's got the circus act going. You're a part of his circus. He's just the name. But Slim Shady is the battle rapper, the one that has his back, that's going to say the most vilest shit to get people away from him. Because Eminem really doesn't need to destroy you, physically. He'll just do it verbally and just completely tear you apart. Marshall Mathers is the vessel for both of those personas. But that's my final take. Like I said, a few little things in the skits that had me questioning it. Maybe the Steve Vermin skit helps it out. Maybe a deluxe edition or a side B. Something might be in my eye. Maybe a side B. That would be cool. But guys, let's let it breathe a little bit. Enjoy the album. I put this up there with a top. This is a top 5 Eminem album, hands down. For me personally, not everyone's going to agree. No specific order because everyone keeps messaging me this. There's no order here. I have the Slim Shady LP. I have the Marshall Mathers LP. I have the Eminem Show. I have Kamikaze. And then I also have The Death of Slim Shady. Those are my top 5 favorite Eminem albums right now. It's between Kamikaze and Infinite, but I think I have to go with Kamikaze because that was the first time we finally got to hear Eminem firing back at everybody who was talking shit for years. For years, he said, fuck it, I am done. And then with The Death of Slim Shady, we heard him really fire back at everybody. But here's the thing Eminem does. Now, I'm going to leave on this note. Remember this. Slim Shady does something every time he disses people. He waits. He watches. He wants to see if people are going to fire back on what they're going to say. It's almost as if he already has something planned. And for those who diss him, he just completely decimates them. So in my mind, I personally think we don't need this anymore. I personally think that M is listening to what people are saying about him right now, and I think that Slim Shady will fire back because he's getting a lot of backlash from some of the people he talks shit about. If it's not in album form, it's going to be in probably release them as single tracks. I'm not too sure. But I just have a very weird feeling because, dude, putting 20 songs on an album in the first place, that's a lot of fucking songs. Today, that's a lot of songs. Most albums are like 10 songs long. That's 2 albums he basically just dropped. He said he had a lot of material made over the last 4 years. Maybe there is something planned. And listen, if it is from reverse to the beginning where Slim Shady does survive, that means we have a whole Slim Shady album coming, which is possible. And if that's possible, then fuck it. Like I'm retiring, dude. I'm calling on my label and I'm saying I'm done, dude. This first album already killed me, dude. It fucking hurt my it hurt my pride a little bit, but I'll survive, man. That's what Eminem does. He hurts writers' prides. He makes them realize how much of a gap there is in skill level um, when it comes to lyricism. His delivery's flawless. His lyricism is just off the charts. No pun intended. But yeah, man, definitely go show love to Eminem. I will link everything down below. What are your thoughts on this concept? Do you think it's bullshit? Do you think it's real? Again, I think it could be played both ways. And I think maybe Slim Shady does wait, if we are correct with this theory. Slim Shady waits for people to fire back at him, because that's what people are going to do over the next few weeks. And he's going to get ready to empty the chamber on everybody. That's what I think. I think if you want Slim to die, front to back. If you want it to be Eminem to die, back to front. It works both ways, which is fucking crazy. He's a fucking genius and a savage. On that note, I'm out of here. I love you guys. Thanks for watching with me. But I want to know what you guys think. Please comment down below. Give me your theories. I didn't really go digging through the songs because, again, I don't feel like fighting YouTube for copyrights. I'm so sick of these bastards. Don't get me started. All right. Comment down below. I love you guys. If you ever need me, my Instagram is linked in the description down below. I'm always here for you. I hope you know that. I am no doctor. I cannot solve your problems. But if you just need a shoulder to lean on or someone to talk to, hit me up. I've got you, okay? Now, let's see what you guys have to say about this. Because I got people who are diehard telling me, oh, it's for sure 100%. And I got other people going like, no, it's idiotic. I fall somewhere in the middle where, from a writer's perspective, I can see it going both ways. I really, really can. I listen thoroughly. It can go either way. It depends on who you want to survive and who you want to die. He's an evil genius. On to the next one, guys. I'll see you soon. But god damn, that's a hot take. You guys are quick. You didn't even let reaction channels or bar breakdown channels get to the rest of the album yet.